Hello everyone and welcome back to round 2 of locals this week here at the Crimson Guild. Tonight we are going to see Bebo on Purple ENEL going first, just playing that and drawing a card, versus Garcia M on the blue-purple Luffy in the big 2026 going second. Let's see here. Probably no, yeah, just gonna go ahead and pass on that Luffy side. Grabbing out a Sanji 2K for Bebo with the pudding. I forget that you can actually search out a character. Amaragon here, just gonna draw Garcia a card. It's basically the only time you can use it outside of, I guess, resting maybe a Frankie at the end of the game. I'm gonna go ahead and swing 7k with the Ohm to get an Usohachi out of here. Got some shiny cardboard on either side. Sorry, I'm just trying to read the cards here. Now, does the blue-purple Luffy have a ramp on turn 2? You have the Bonclay, you have the Gear 2. 6 going into the Ohm. Possibly just trying to, 1, control the board, and 2, prevent Bebo from getting as many 6 costs as possible. Just going to go ahead and ramp 1, leave 1 active here. But it looks like Bebo already has 1 in hand. We, as the viewer, get to see what this search is going to be. Seems that Mumragon is, I don't even know, was in the back. I was seeing the 2 in the front here. Divine Departure, it seems. Maybe to get rid of a bigger unit later, either a Sanji, a Roger, you name it. Trashing the Vari because it's not going to be super relevant here. I know Blue Purple Luffy does run that Galdino. Another Mumragon to draw a card. This will be the last time it can be used as counter. Ohm coming down to draw 1 more. We have that Lightning Dragon. Do we want to cycle it? Probably not. All of Luffy's units are going to be pretty big though. Let's see which build this is going to be. Are we going to run... Honestly, I'm not really familiar. Are we still running the Dofi Rosie package with our events and restanding a bunch of Dawn? Or are we more Straw Hat based? This is going to be an interesting meta call. Taking a look here on 7 Dawn as well. We really can just maybe ramp 1 to get us in the clear. I guess we do need to ramp here. 5 Dawn coming out, playing that Nami. Gonna draw 3 cards and bottom deck 2, or top or bottom actually. You can choose whatever you like. Passing the turn here. So bit of a, I don't want to say low roll. Probably a low roll on the early curve for Blue Purple Luffy. Another ENEL coming down. Just gonna use, let's see here. I think use the Kiten to -1 to the Nami blocker. Oh, I thought the ENEL blocker skill was used, but it was actually just the Kiten ability. Lightning Dragon, one of the easier targets to Lightning Dragon in this matchup. Just gonna leave that blocker stunned. Gonna get maybe 2 6s and a 10 out onto the field, start chipping away at Luffy's life. Now, if I'm Garcia, I'm not super worried about being at 7 Dawn, given that you do have 3 life, but can you take all these swings? It's a couple turns without that crazy card advantage that Blue Purple Luffy generates, so you are basically a vanilla 6k leader until not next turn, but the following turn, unless we hit a ramp trigger in life. Leader ability here, touching 4 rested Dawn to the pudding. Just gonna give a Zorojuro another 6k swing coming in. We probably want to give a counter for that as well. Oh, we did have the Gear 2 to ramp. Unfortunate 10k swing. I don't imagine there's much you can do there as the Blue Purple Luffy player. You probably want to avoid using Gum Gum Giant. Can use a Vari to just minus some Dawn here, cycling a card out. Unfortunate part about not having a Bonclay here either. I know L4 is going to be pretty easy to just go ahead and... Oh, we use the NL blocker with the Vari? Okay, yeah. Just 6k swing, eating the free block, and then playing out that Gold Roger. Now, it did not make too much of a difference there, just because even if the Luffy's an 8k swing, the ENEL is still 10, so that still would have been a free block. Playing out a Reiju and the Gamma Knife that we got, I believe off of the life. I don't see where we're going. I think I saw the Sanji get motioned over. Go ahead and swing 6k. I guess since the leader is buffed, swing into the Nami here. Give a 1k. And then just L-Thoring that Sanji. Okay, so that was -5 to the Sanji, -1 more to make it a 3. And then swinging 7 at this Nami again. Gonna give a 2k, swinging into that Nami, yes, and letting it go. Swing this blocker this time since we do have the Reiju blocker up. Typically, ENELs don't like using the activate main on the blocker ENEL after the turn that is played, just because it is a, it's a 10k body going straight to life. So pretty good to put this blue-purple Luffy 2-1. And Bebo has a full board, right? Like that pudding. Obviously, the pudding and the Ohm, only one of them is going to be able to swing. But next turn, you should be able to establish either a blocker or another ENEL. And then I think this is Garcia's search. And choosing to leave it on top and then drawing for turn. Let's double check here. Don't quite have that luxury of seeing what the search is. But I'm sure if there's a Sanji in hand, we will see what gets flipped. Going on top there. Drawing for turn. We are on 10 Dawn now. Let's see what we can do. $7k straight into the Ohm, probably attaching 1 Dawn to prevent the free block from the Reiju. Now, where am I going here? We have 9 Dawn, so if a Sanji does come down, we won't have any Dawn available. Swinging 10 leader, just going to go ahead and take that 4. Going to go down for a Galdino. Yes, sir. Stunning the Secret ENEL. Drawing 2 cards. And then stunning the other ENEL. Wow. That card is pretty good. So, what? We drew 2 cards. And we stunned 2 bodies. And so Bebo has this 6k swing. And yeah, these ENELs have restood. I don't imagine you want to swing this blocker. Go ahead and -8k to the Roger, and L-Thor buffing the Reiju. I guess now you can. Goes swing 8k to leader. Remember that this is not buffed up. The Roger was played last turn. Gungam Giant just going to trash a brick and drawing 2. Leader ability onto this pudding here. Swinging 7 to ask for that 2k. We did see the 1k Zorojuro get searched out, and we do see 2 1s. I didn't see what that other one was. It may have been double Bonclay. Bonclay coming out too late in the game, unfortunately, for blue-purple Luffy. Searching out a Sanji. Let's stack the deck, see what goes on. And I think we're just going to go ahead and restack here. Draw for turn, then draw our Dawn and restand. 9 playing that out. Another Roger making it an 8k swing into the Reiju. I know we did grab that Sanji way long ago, and it is finally coming into play. Unfortunately, no other units on Garcia's side to swing at this Reiju, so we are just going to go ahead and get away with having 4 characters on board. Let's see what Bebo has in store for us here. Definitely pretty ahead. Only 1 Dawn open, and you have 2 swings available. 2 NL swings, that is. Senior Pink grabbing back that Gamma Knife, which we can go ahead and use this turn because it does restand a Dawn, or the Senior Pink does. Resting the Roger here. And that is the beauty of Purple NL, right? If Bebo is looking at an 8K leader, we can just turn around and Gamma Knife anything on the board instead. So all of a sudden, we are going to have to defend swings into 5K, using a 5K rested body as basically a pseudo blocker if we want to 1K out. Is that going to be easier than countering out of a 10 to 8K lead? Probably. So maybe we see this Zorojuro 1K coming out, or maybe that was trash along with the Bonclay last turn. But we know it is unlikely that Garcia has any 2Ks in hand. Let's see how Bebo capitalizes. Gonna go ahead and use a gear 2 on the first 10K swing. Gonna go ahead and give 2 and a 1 on the next 10K swing. And then this Rager is going to be a 12K going into life now that you don't have an event to use. So definitely a bit stressful on Garcia's end. Well played by Bebo to capitalize and just have all the answers for this Roger. We divined the first one, and then we Gamma Knifed the second one. So searching that early on was pretty good. I believe that was off of the ENEL secret search. Finally getting a 2K Uso Hachi. I think that's the second one that we've seen since it was first pitched on turn 2. And we're just going to bottom deck the rest of it. I assume no more Sanjis. There isn't anything crazy that we can go ahead and stack our deck with, at least. At this point, we are looking for blockers. We are looking for, I don't know, any more Galdinos. 9K to 7, that is going to be good. Just getting rid of an attacker here. We haven't seen a Gum Gum Giant, actually. So that is bound to happen at some point. Let's go 6K to leader. Going down to 2. 1 Galdino comes down. Freeze the secret NL. Drawing 2 cards. Are we going to do it again? We're going to see all 4 Galdinos come down. That would go crazy. 6 on open, though. We want to leave at least 1, I imagine, for that Giant. 5 for Nami. Drawing 3 and then putting 2 top or bottom. Now, hopefully you're able to put, I mean, if this goes to top, perhaps we can see another Sanji play come out. But we are still going to have to deal with that 6K Senior Pink, the 10K blocker NL, and then of course leader and pudding if we need. If I'm Bebo, I was sitting here, I'm looking, I have, is that 4 cards in hand? The only blocker on board is a 6K. Unfortunately, no Ohm, but I think we should have 2, maybe 3 Kitens left in the deck. So we should be able to contest this Nami fairly easily. Let's see what we got. I do see a Mamaragon in hand. I see a Lightning Dragon in hand. Can we, I don't know, maybe stun the Sanji? Not too much value. It's kind of weird to go minus 3K on it. You would rather save the Gamma Knife or a blocker, potentially. That Lightning Dragon will likely just be used to draw yourself a card. Lightning Dragon, draw, pudding. Not going to be enough. We can search out a Gamma Knife here. Probably just that El Thor. I don't imagine, unless you want to draw the card. You draw the card, you get the brick out of your deck as well if you search the Lightning Dragon over the Vari. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Use it to draw another card. And at this point, you can still use your leader ability. Let's see what this clarification is here. Lightning Dragon -1, and then play the pudding. I think they're just clarifying here. Yeah, so we're just clarifying the order of operations in this turn. And we did not draw off of that I hope that is resolved. So we're just trying to figure out what we had in hand. We had a lightning dragon here. Draw. Play pudding. Grab this and then draw. And there is the Gamma Knife. So if we use leader ability here, we still will have 2 Dawn active to go ahead and minus 5k to something on the board. Question is it worth it to go under that 4 Dawn threshold at the end of ENEL's turn? So the next turn you will not start off with 6 Dawn. At this point in time with this board state, I don't think it's too much of a problem. You can definitely push a lot of damage right now and go and give, where's this 4 rested going to the senior pink and a minus to the Nami. Oh, probably a Sanji. We're just going to contest it here. Go 5 to 4. I think that makes more sense. Yeah. Bibo knows better than I. Contest this Sanji so it can't really attack your board the following turn. You ask that the Nami gets... you threaten having to tap your Nami to remove anything on the board. Gum Giant to save this Sanji. It's a 4k though. Or are we going to life? I imagine we're going to life. Wishing we had a... Okay. I'm confused too, Garcia. So do you need to now protect this Sanji with a 2 and a 1? Okay. I don't know if that was a miscommunication. But we are getting 2 cards out of hand, net, for this Sanji. And you are seeing 1 Gum Giant. Go ahead and pitch an ENEL to give it blocker and pass the turn. Now we have 2 blockers on board. Surprised we're not just pushing for more damage. With that 10k, you would be able to get the Nami potentially out of there. Let's see, with 2 cards in hand, I guess I am pretty worried about running out of gas, so that is probably a good play to play it safe. Waiting for Garcia to finish up this search. What are we looking for? Maybe a Roger play can buy you some time. And again, this is where blue-purple Luffy is really going to shine. I mean, I think this is one of the worst matchups for this deck in OP16. And even still, we are hanging on. This is 2 turns at 0 life now. Are we going to make it 3? I mean, you guys can see the timestamp. Unless this turn takes forever, we may have a couple more turns sitting at 0. If only we had 9 bomb, right? Just kidding. I will never make that joke again. I don't want to think about those horrors. It's also tough being unable to remove any of these ENELs. I know the Rogers met their untimely end a bit early. Again, I think we've seen now 2 or 3 Bonclays, if that Bonclay was an alt art, on just being used for counter. It is unfortunate that we didn't get that ramp. Could also use it if it's not El Thord to swing 10k either at leader or an ENEL. And even if the ENEL player does try to El Thor a Bonclay, you're still losing 1 card in hand to pop a 1. So is it that good? I don't know. Yeah, just some more thinking here on maybe is there math on buying that turn with the Roger. I think we've seen the double Galdino. We've seen 3 Galdinos so far, so there should only be 1 more in the deck. I think this is our second Nami as well. I don't remember how many blue purple Luffy runs. It's got to be like 3 maximum though, right? Need way more room to do some Sanji gaming. Oh, we do have the Sanji, huh? Oh, the Sanji isn't live because ENEL has 6 Dawn. Very good. Let's see what we can do here. Swinging 7 into, I can only imagine the center pink. Perhaps getting a free block out of the blocker now, or just letting it go. I guess with 3 swings, you don't really need it. Now, if we go ahead and play a Sanji, there is no Dawn open to use Gum Gum Giant if we have it. Boa coming down for 6, just going to stun the Secret ENEL and bottom deck a 1 cost. So we get out of worrying about our leader only being 6k this turn and passing the turn here. So the question is, do we have a key 10 to get rid of this Nami? Even if we do, there is 3 Dawn open. We've seen 2 or 3 gear 2s at this point. Playing Ohm for 1, drawing a card that will threaten the Nami next turn. I don't know, folks. This is looking a little close. Let's see. That is 10k going into base. We can probably get out of this one with a Gum Gum Giant plus a 1k. So let's use that. Trash a Sanji to draw 2 cards. I believe that's the 3rd Sanji. And then White Snake. I believe that buffs it by 1k, so it's a +1 for the turn. Nice. And then, oh yeah, we have the blocker now, so we can use its ability to give it blocker. And I guess we didn't want to use the Lightning Dragon to cycle a card because we were just going to guarantee pitch a brick here. 2 cards in hand, again threatening with this Ohm. Would have been really nice to see that on the board the prior turn for Garcia. Our final Sanji coming out, is that our 3rd or 4th? Okay, this is a search here actually. That would make sense. Drawing for turn. Oh, and we bottom deck, so we're not going to be Sanji gaming. Is there another valid target, or was there just nothing? I would love to see a blind rip here. I don't think that will happen. Instead, we will see an 8k swing going to life and just taking that. Another 9 going to life. Both players sitting at 0. Now we have the Roger coming down for 8. That would make sense because... yeah, that one is pretty tough. Just because you want that 2 Dawn open. So if you play the Sanji and stack the Roger, it actually isn't super great here. 2 Gum Gum Giants, though. We have all swings available. That Ohm is going to be a problem. Going to go ahead and rest that Nami. So somebody is dying in the next turn or 2, I believe. Bebo going ahead and splitting his Dawn up. 2 for a Gamma Knife and 1 for El Thor. We don't even need the Ohm. Go ahead and swing. Is that 10k leader? I imagine the buff went to the Reiju just to potentially make it, if you attach on, it's like a 12k, or you swing like 8, 10, 14 is potentially the line since we don't have a blocker. Mamaragon after the 10k swing. Oh, no. Okay. This was the 9k? And then, no, this leader is 8k, so you can't really attach to the Ohm. Sorry, I got a little mixed up on where the El Thor buff went. Just based on the counter here, but we're just going to go ahead and attach to that Reiju. I think it was the leader, because you swing 10k with leader, go 10, 10, 10, potentially 12 with the Reiju, right? Because the Reiju is a 7k. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense here. 10, 10, 10. So you would need to get out of one giant here, pitching that Sanji to draw 2. And then another 10, a 2 and a 1. And then 12k, you would need, oh, I think that was it. No giant, 2 cards away from finding that final giant, but super well played to Bebo. Congrats for beating Blue Purple Luffy. It seems that, yes, Purple ENEL is still the strongest purple deck in the format. No longer does Luffy hold that crown, but we will see in OP17. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next round.